my name's Belinda and welcome to my channel. I'm BB's Crafty Haven. This is my second video. My first video I went under the Hot Mess Crafter, but then was pointed out by a wonderful subscriber that I'm not the only one and that it's kind of hard to find me. So I did change my name and hopefully now I'll be easier to notice, easier to find. This video was kind of a mess, as usual. It's the second video, so I'm still learning. I was going to make this whole video St. Patrick's Day, and I had 3 that I was going to make. Well, I started the first 2, recorded the first 2, and I thought, oh, I'm just going to download the card to my computer and go from there. Well, it turns out the SD card went bad. So the first 2 crafts did not get recorded. I was extremely upset and about wanting to cry because this is not going very well for me. So I got a new SD card, and there was one more Valentine Day craft that I wanted to do. Wasn't sure if I was going to video it or not, but because of the situation that I lost this footage, I decided to. So the first craft you're going to see is a Valentine's Day craft. The second craft is the third St. Patrick's Day craft that I wanted to do and record, but obviously because I lost the first 2, it didn't happen. So I went ahead and did the third craft on this video. So it's a kind of a split video between Valentine's Day and St. Patrick's Day. At the end of the video for the final reveal, I do show the 2 crafts that I did do that did not get recorded. So I apologize that the footage is not there, but at least you'll get to see and hopefully it will inspire you. With that being said, let's get on with the crafting, and I hope you like my second video, and hopefully this goes a lot better than the first one. Thanks again for watching. I really appreciate it.
DIY number 1. On this first DIY, I take those long planks that you can get from Dollar Tree. The first thing I do is I will remove the string. After I remove the string, I take, I don't know, it's not duct tape, masking tape? I don't know, or like uh, painter's tape. For some reason, I'm drawing a blank on what you call it. And then I take spackling and I fill all 4 holes. And then I sand it down. After that, I take some wood glue and I run the wood glue down the side of the long end of the plank. And then I use my finger to kind of rub it in a little bit. Then you want to make sure that the back side of the planks are facing. So here I am flipping them over. And then I'm going to push the 2 planks together. After I get 2 of the planks together, I take that masking tape or painter's tape, whatever you want to call it, and I run it along the seam in the middle. Once I get that done, and I'm pretty sure here in a second, there we go. After that, I will take some popsicle sticks. Um, these are like the jumbo or large. I think I got these at Walmart. And what I'm going to do is take some wood glue and some hot glue, and I'm going to apply that onto the sticks and run those all the way down the planks. And I think I only show you gluing one, and then here in a minute it will show up all of them and you'll see what I did. See? Okay, so all the popsicle sticks are down the end of the plank. And then I flip it. So we're back to our front side of the boards. And you're going to watch me wipe everything down and clean it up. Sorry that got put in there. Okay, I'm going to take white by apple barrel and I'm going to put two coats onto this, drying in between. And I could tell you right now, my biggest mistake is that I am impatient and I don't always completely dry them like I should. But after I paint it, I put it aside. I'm going to take my printables, which I got off free printable designs off of Facebook. They have really pretty designs. And one's a husky and one's a corgi, which I do have. My husky is named Cleo, and my corgi is named Holly. And right here, I am just taking my water pen and going around the edging, and I'm going to tear it out. I kind of like the tear, tearing it. It looks better against the white. It looks more natural, like it was already put on there. Kind of blends better. That's what I want to say. It blends in better. At least that's what I think. You can cut it out if you want. If you don't want to do this part. I went a lot slower than it showed. I just kind of sped it up just a bit. All right. Now that I got those two done, I'm going to pick up my board again. Once I've picked up my board, I center my pictures where I would like for them to lay. Also, in this project, I used my Cricut to say Valentine wishes and puppy dog kisses. Um, if you don't have a Cricut, you can use any lettering that you like, or you can print something off and use paper and Mod Podge it. Um, the funniest thing about this though is that that is my I had to use what you're going to see at in the project once I get it down. It's actually the second final printing because, like I said, I'm impatient and it wasn't as dry as I thought it was. And when I put my Cricut paper down, it completely tore all the paint and everything off. It was horrible. It was a mess. But first thing I do before I even do that, I'm getting ahead of myself here, is that I take my purple um, glue, uh, yeah, glue stick. I don't know why I can't talk today. And I place down both of the pictures where I want them. I did use that. I used a pencil to mark where I wanted them. So, but you can't see the pencil markings on the camera. And then I used the pencil, which is probably dumb, to see that it's straight and even instead of like using a ruler like, normal people. And here I am with the vinyl, which I did not show me sticking it down. I actually deleted that part. I didn't want you guys to see that mess. It was horrible and quite embarrassing because I'm like, oh, this is just not right. So after I print my second, I get that down and I am going to take some Mod Podge and I'm going to Mod Podge the entire sign. But I want to show you what I like to do is that I like to do the edging of the pictures and I like to go out, like outwards, like you see right there. So it doesn't pick up the picture. It, kind of flattens it down on the edging. All right, once I have Mod Podged everything, I am going to take letters that I got off of Amazon. I get all my wood letters off of Amazon. And it's the dog's name. One is Holly and one is Cleo. And I'm going to paint those. And I'm going to show you every bit of me laying these letters down. Oh, see the little doggy paw up above, right there, above my letters? That actually came within the letters. So that actually came from Amazon as well. I can't remember the paint. I have a lot of apple barrel paint. So I think it's like red flag or something I used. I can't actually remember. I've got several different red paints and I can't remember exactly the one I used. But I thought it matched the red in the pictures pretty close. Once I get all those painted, I take some wood glue and I start gluing those down. And I use the masking tape. As you can see, if you look at the Cleo, you'll see the masking tape. I used that to even out the letters. And I already glued down the word Cleo. Now I'm just gluing down the word Holly. And I like using the wood glue. It gives you a little bit more extra time than the hot glue to move things around if you need to. See the L, I messed it up and had to readjust it. but it's pretty much dry. Like the H is already dry. The O, I mean, it dries pretty quick. I like that. Really like the Dollar Tree wood glue. I think it works great. And I painted that little paw print white with apple barrel. Okay, I'm gonna make a bow, and this is the first time I ever made this bow like this. And why I decided to do it the first time on a video and not off camera, I don't know. I guess I wanted to be a little adventurous. I left most of it in so you could see what I do. Right now, I'm just trying to decide how big I'd like to have it. Um, it's going to end up looking like a figure eight at first. I don't even know if this bow has a name. I'm just going to call it figure eight. But I'm going to cut it down into the size that I prefer. And I didn't measure it. I just went with what I thought looked great, or what I felt looked great. After that, I'm going to find the middle here in a minute. I don't know what I'm doing right here. Uh, yeah, here we go. Now, okay, I'm going to search for the middle of the ribbon. And then you're going to kind of take the end and kind of turn and twist it like you see right there. And I'm going to glue that down right there in the middle. And then I'm going to do the same thing to the other side, but kind of like in the opposite direction. But it's still going to have that turn and twist. And then it's going to end up looking like that figure eight I was talking about. See right there. Now you can start seeing the figure eight a little better. And I'm going to hot glue that down as well. Okay, once I get that hot glued, I'm going to start pinching, and you kind of start pinching at the end, not in the middle, but at the end. And you're kind of going to pull it together. See, here I go. I'm kind of pinching it upward. You're going to end up with like four little bunny ear ribbons. I don't know what you call those. Oh, here I showed you that it's more of a figure eight. I guess I didn't think you seen it. So, okay, there I go from the middle. I guess scrunch it up the way you like. I know this is kind of a hot mess, but like I said, it's the first time I'm making this bow, and I decided to do it on screen. So then I take some jute and I tie it around there to hold it in, hold it together. And then all you're going to do is kind of fluff up those, I don't know what you call those in bows. Little bunny rabbit ears, I don't know, those things right there. I'm just going to fluff that out. There is no tail on this ribbon. You can add one if you want, but I didn't want one because I thought it would take too much away from the writing. And I guess I'm going to show you every bit of me fluffing it. But there we go. Isn't that so cute? Oh my god, it's so cute. I love it. Okay. Then I take some greenery. I take some boxwood. And I figure out about how much I want. And once I get that figured out, what I'm going to do is take some jute string and tie them together. I think it works better when you're trying to glue it. It helps a lot, or helps it stick better. Um, there I am gluing it. I just hot glued it. And then I'm going to take my ribbon, my pretty little bow, and I'm going to also glue that right into the middle of that boxwood. And then I'm going to take that little puppy paw that came in with the letters. I'm not sure what letters those are. If I can remember, I'll put them in a description box, but I'll have to look on Amazon to see which letters those are. I've a lot of wooden letters. So I'm going to glue that right into the middle of the bow. There we go. All right, once I get that done, I flip it over, I think. I think I do. Okay, I show you the bow. Isn't it cute? Oh my god, I love it. It's so adorable. I think I flip it. I thought I flipped it over and I was going to put a string on it. A hanger. There we go. I knew I did that. It just took a minute. All right. There I go. Now I'm going to put a hanger on. And all I did was hot glue it down. I just tied a knot into the jute string and glued it down. The planks are really light. It'll hold up just fine, but I do take some leftover masking tape that I had, and I just put a tape over it just for the extra support. But like I said, the sign is very light, so you probably don't even really need it, to be honest. Just cut that extra jute off, and that's it. I believe that's it. Let's see. Nope, I cut more extra jute off. Now I'm done. Isn't that so toot? I love it so much. That's my babies. DIY number 2. Everything you're going to need for this project is laid out. Little cauldron, fabric, wreath, those little coins, ribbon. I'm going to take that fabric from Dollar Tree. It's just the white soft fabric. I don't know. It's really cool. I like petting it. I know, I'm weird. And I cut it into strips. I do not measure my strips. I actually very rarely measure, which is probably why my crafts sometimes turn out crooked. But I just make several strips. I just eyeball it, try to make them the same size. I'm kind of a lazy crafter. I'm just going to continue to cut. I didn't thought I cut all this stuff out. Sorry. Okay, after I get all the strips cut, I just start wrapping it. I just wrap every strip around, and all I do is just hot glue as I go. And here I'm going to show you me wrapping it up. And I'm sorry that some of it got out of frame. I'm still working on all this technical stuff. It's the technology part that's the hardest on learning on all this stuff. Trying to figure out the editing and the camera setup. It can be kind of hard. I have to give it to all the crafters who do this all the time. And I just kind of pick up where I left off. And I continue to wrap that fabric all around the wreath. And in a minute, I'll show you the whole thing wrapped up. Okay, here it is all wrapped. Here I have it all wrapped up, but I thought it was really ugly. Um, so I ended up taking another strip of fabric, a little bit wider, and wrapping it around the wreath a different way. I just hot glue that on there, and this fabric is pretty stretchy. And this kind of reminded me of putting a cover over your steering wheel because you're kind of wrapping it around and pulling it and stretching it to get it to fit. See right there, you can see it's pretty stretchy. And I just wrap it around and keep pulling it as tight as I can get it. And eventually I'm just going to glue it all the way up to where I started the first strip. Just stretch it around. I guess I'm going to continue to show you how to stretch it. I just, I guess what I'm trying to do is try to keep it even. It's like in the middle of the fabric, so um, I can get it around. I'm sorry I left all this in. This is kind of nuts. Okay, well, I got it all in and I glued it down, and I also glued the sides down, which I don't think I showed. Okay, from here we're going to take that little cauldron and we're going to hot glue that down. And I use a lot of hot glue. once I get that glued down, I take my ribbon and again, I cut the ribbon to stretch from the cauldron to the top of the wreath. Okay, the wreath or wreath, the ribbon I thought was too thick, so I cut each ribbon in half. And then I start taking them and I got this idea that I just should take the end of each ribbon and glue them all together, but kind of spread them apart as I did it. So it's more at an angle because I thought it'd be better to hot glue one large piece into the cauldron or the pot of gold is what we should probably call that since this is St. Patrick's Day and not Halloween. And I will take each ribbon and do that and try not to burn my fingers in the process of that. Eventually, I get all those ribbons connected together, and I do believe I do it without burning my finger, which is very surprising. I do have ear protectors, but I don't use them. I don't know why. What's the point of having them if I'm not going to use them, right? And there we go. There's the last ribbon, and as you can see, each ribbon's at an angle. Then I take the cauldron, and I'm going to call this the back side of the cauldron, and that's where I will hot glue my ribbon. And there we go. Try not to burn my fingers as I push that down. Oh, look, I have something that won't burn my fingers. Hey, who would know? I actually grew a brain during this video and used something that wouldn't burn all my fingers off. Surprise, surprise. Okay, well, anyways, moving on. I take each ribbon and I turn it onto the back side of the wreath form, and I will individually, this time, glue down each ribbon because I want to stretch out each ribbon. And yes, the ribbon is longer than the wreath, but that's the way I wanted it. It's easier to cut than to add. So, like I said, I didn't measure the length of the ribbon. I just went with it. Like I remind you all that I am a lazy crafter. And I guess I'm going to show you every piece of me gluing down that ribbon. Okay. I take a piece of fabric and I want to put the fabric over top of all that ribbon so I can secure it a little better. Make sure it stays down. You don't have to do that. It just made me feel better to do it that way. And I just take a bunch of hot glue and just stick that small piece down there and help hold that ribbon in a little better. And once I get that ribbon down, I flip the reform back over. Okay, after I get that flipped back over, I need to prop it up. So I grab my drinking cup and prop that up because I want to start filling that cauldron or pot of gold, whatever you'd like to call it. I keep going back and forth with those words. But I take some floral foam and I just start putting it in there. And I do hot glue it in there, but I don't think I show that in the video. Yeah, there you go. Okay, I didn't show me hot gluing it down, but I did. And I mostly do that as filler because I don't want to put like a bunch of coins in there. And I'm going to start filling this pot of gold with gold coins from Dollar Tree. You can find these with the St. Patrick's Day stuff. And I hot glue, just start hot gluing randomly, putting it in there. No order, no rhyme, no reason. Uh, just go with your gut and do what feels good to you. And there I have it all full of all my coins. There I go. See? Okay, once I get it all filled with gold, wishing it was real gold, because that'd be awesome. I'm not that lucky. I take some box wood and I will start putting it at the bottom and kind of wrapping it around the edge of the wreath form. And I don't put a lot, just kind of right there at the bottom, and I just hot glue that all in. And then I start taking these flowers you can get from Dollar Tree. Those are also in the St. Patrick's area. And I glue, I think, 3 of them down, I believe. Yes, I glue 1 green and 2 white. Um, After that, I take these letters and I spell out Happy St. Patrick's Day. And these are also wood letters. And I get these from Amazon as well. And I take green, I think like forest green from Apple Barrel. I might be wrong. I got to start writing some of this down because I can never remember. And I paint each letter with that green. And I'm hoping I didn't show you me painting every single letter. I hope I cut this out. Let's see where this is going. Okay, yay! I didn't show you every piece. Well, from here on out, I take each letter and I just hot glue it around the top of that wreath form. Okay. Um, Sorry if you hear my dogs barking. Uh, I go ahead and I don't show you me gluing all the letters on, so don't worry. I think I just show the word happy. So at least I think I managed to cut that much out. But after that, the project is done. And here is my beautiful wreath that says, "Hey, Happy St. Patrick's Day." Okay, the final reveal. There's my pretty little wreath. Happy St. Patrick's Day. And then there's my little Valentine Day sign with my little fur babies. It's so cute. Of course, they're so cute too. I can't help it. I love being a fur baby mommy. Here are the other two St. Patrick's Day DIYs that I lost footage on. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.